Recording in progress.
So dear students, day before yesterday we have started a discussion on topic of medicinal chemistry 1, that is physico-chemical properties. They are going to affect the biological action of any drug molecule. So we have enlisted some of the physico-chemical properties. Those are ionization, solubility, partition coefficient, hydrogen bonding, then the drug molecules when it is going to bind to the proteins in our body, formation of chelate, that is complex, bioisosterism, and steric factors, that is geometrical and optical isomerism. So we have started a discussion on individual factors which will affect the biological activity. So we have covered ionization, partition coefficient, and solubility. So today we are going to discuss one more very important physico-chemical property, that is hydrogen bonding. Now what is it, hydrogen bonds, how it is going to form, that we are going to discuss today. Now the hydrogen bond is a spatial dipole-dipole interaction. Now in earlier lecture, we have discussed how there is formation of dipole-dipole interaction. So the electrons which are there on the atoms, they are going to either donate or accept the electron from the neighboring atom. So depending upon these electrons, their density, their cloud, and the distance between those electrons, they are going to form the dipole-dipole interaction. Now, hydrogen bondच्या केसमध्ये the spatial dipole-dipole interaction between the hydrogen bonds. Now, which type of hydrogen bonds are going to give the dipole-dipole interaction? When the hydrogen bond bonds with the nitrogen, that is formation of amine, formation of hydroxyl, formation of hydrofluorine type of covalent bonds. Now see here, the nitrogen is more electronegative than the hydrogen atom, so there is a formation of dipole-dipole interaction. In the case of hydroxyl, oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, dipole-dipole interaction. Halogen, that is fluorine and hydrogen, dipole-dipole interaction. So such a type of dipole-dipole interactions, they are going to form a spatial bond, that is hydrogen bonds, and between which type of elements? With the elements that are more electronegative, those are oxygen, nitrogen, and fluorine atoms. Now, the dipole results from the unequal sharing of the electrons. Now, why there is unequal sharing of the electron? Because the heteroatoms, that are oxygen, nitrogen, and fluorine, they are more electronegative than the hydrogen atom. That's why म्हणूनच काय, there is formation of unequal sharing of the electron, because hydrogen is going to form a bond with only one electron, or he will share only one electron. But when we are going to compare this hydrogen with the more electronegative atoms, there is what type of sharing? There is unequal sharing of the electrons between the atoms. So there is formation of the covalent bond. Now, due to this unequal sharing of the electrons, they are going to form the weak bonds, and they are denoted as a dotted lines. Now the compounds which are forming the hydrogen bonds, they are soluble in the water. Now here, due to the formation of dipole-dipole interaction, they are going to form the hydrogen bonds. But those bonds are weak in nature, and we can denote them as a dotted lines. But the compounds which are capable, which can form, which are eligible to form the hydrogen bonds, they are basically soluble in the water, because water is also having a weak hydrogen bond. See, the structure of water is H2O. We are going to write the oxygen in the middle position, and the dotted hydrogen atoms we are going to show. So same type of hydrogen bonds are formed When there is unequal sharing of the electrons, that's why the compounds, J compounds, hydrogen bonds form करू शकतात. Those are all soluble in the water. Now, next one. The type of hydrogen bonds. Basically, due to the unequal sharing of electron, there is formation of hydrogen bonds. It is clear to everybody. Now, what type of hydrogen bonds a molecule is going to form? There are basically two types of hydrogen bonds: intermolecular hydrogen bond and intramolecular hydrogen bond. Now, what is the meaning of the word intermolecular hydrogen bond? This type of hydrogen bonds can be formed between two or more than two molecules of the same or different compound. हा असा बॉन्ड आहे की जो two or more than two compounds of the same or different compounds. Whenever they are going to form, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Now, what happens whenever there is formation of intermolecular hydrogen bond? It will increase the boiling point of the compound and increases molecular weight of the compound. See, the moment it is going to increase the molecular weight, those ultimately increasing in the boiling point of the compound. Hence, that's why the more energy is required to break the bonds, to dissociate the molecules to form the vapors. So this is intermolecule. एक दोन किंवा दोनोपेक्षा जास्त molecules मध्ये form होतो. And what type of molecules? Either same or different type of molecules. So they are going to increase the boiling point. Now the next type of hydrogen bonds are intramolecular hydrogen bond. This type of hydrogen is formed within the molecule. Hydrogen bonding occurs with the two atoms of the same molecule. See, it is the same molecule, but this hydrogen bond is formed between this hydrogen atom and oxygen atom of the same molecule. So this is formed between the same molecule. What type of bond? Intramolecular hydrogen bond. Now, this type of bonding is known as chelation. Whenever there is formation of intramolecular hydrogen bond, this we can call it as a chelation. Why? Because this type of hydrogen bonding occurs frequently in the organic compounds. Now, this type of hydrogen bonds, yes.
Recording in progress.
So this type of hydrogen bond is formed within the same molecule. So what happened? Due to the formation of same molecular hydrogen bond, they will increase their complex structure. See, this is not only one oxygen atom which is there in the molecule, or if we are going to take a mixture compound salicylic acid, so many molecules of salicylic acids are there. So they are going to form the intermolecular hydrogen bonds, and the structure look like the chelate compound, complex structure. So this type of hydrogen bonding basically occurs in what type of compounds? Organic compounds. Now, sometimes the hydrogen bond develops with the what type of compounds? 6 or 5 member rings of the compounds, because they are going to possess the presence of heteroatom. And due to the formation of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it will decrease the boiling point, because they are loose in nature, they are weak in nature, and they will decrease the boiling point of the compound due to the formation of chelate structure. Now, see, in the case of salicylic acid, the oxygen is more electronegative and this hydrogen is less electronegative. So they are going to form the weak bonds due to the unequal sharing of the electrons. Same is the case with this orthonitrophenol compound. Same, they are going to form the weak hydrogen bond. So what is the meaning of the word intra and intra? Inter means within the same or different molecules, they are going to form the bond, but intra means within the same molecule, they are going to form the hydrogen bonds. Decreases the boiling point, and in the case of intermolecule, increases the boiling point of the molecule. Now, Why we are discussing everything about this hydrogen bonding? Because we are going to discuss what happens when any type of hydrogen bonding is there, whether it is intermolecular or intramolecular, they are going to affect the biological action. Now, how they are going to affect the biological action? For that, we have taken one example of drug molecule, that is antipyrine. See, this antipyrine ring, it is an intermediate compound used for synthesis of another drug molecules. But this intermediate drug or the compound is itself having some biological action. The kutli biological action this molecule is going to give? It is going to give the analgesic activity. Now, what is the chemical name of this compound? 1-phenyl 2,3-dimethyl, 1-phenyl 2,3-dimethyl 5-pyrazolone, that is antipyrine, going to give us what type of action? Analgesic activity. But what happens when this antipyrine molecule is going to form the hydrogen bonds? See, this 1-phenyl 3-methyl pyrazolone, that is, see, when this methyl group is substituted, this amine functional group will forming a hydrogen bond with the another molecule of same molecule, that is antipyrine molecule. So due to the formation of this hydrogen bond, they are going to make the compound inactive. See, in earlier case, the individual compound is active in nature, which is going to provide us the analgesic activity. But when this amine functional group is going to form the hydrogen bond with the another molecule of antipyrine compound, so make the compound inactive in nature. So due to this, that means hydrogen bonding can also inactivates the compound, that is will not going to give the analgesic activity. Now the second example, that is salicylic acid. What do you mean by salicylic acid? It is the nothing but orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Now we all know in the case of benzoic acid and its derivative, we have discussed this compound, that is salicylic acid, which is used for treatment of so many skin disorders. It is going to have what type of activity? It is going to provide us the antibacterial activity. But what happens when the salicylic acid is going to form the hydrogen bond? See, this is the structure of salicylic acid. When a para and meta hydroxybenzoic acid, so it is going to be substituted with a hydroxyl functional group. So it will give it will make the compound inactive in nature due to the formation of hydrogen bonds in it. That means the hydrogen bonds can reduces or inactivates the compound. So they are going to hamper the biological activity, whether it is intramolecular hydrogen bond or intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Now, what type of effect actually hydrogen molecule is going to exert? Basically, due to the formation of hydrogen bonds, it will affect all other physical properties. Now, what are all other physical properties they are affected by the hydrogen bonds? We have already discussed. They are going to affect the boiling and melting points because large amount of energy is required to break the intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So they will hamper, they will change, they will either increase or decrease the boiling or melting point. We have already discussed the compounds which are capable to form the hydrogen bonds can increases the solubility. So the compounds which are going to form the hydrogen bonds, they are basically water soluble. That means they can hamper the water solubility. Now, strength of acids. What do you mean by acids? Acids are the compounds either going to donate the hydrogen atom. Now, while forming the hydrogen bonding, either intermolecule or intramolecule, they are going to share their pair of electron. Now, that means they are going to affect the strength of acids. We have discussed the examples of the acidic molecule, increasing order of acidity and decreasing order of basicity and all. So these hydrogen bonds can affect the strength of acid compounds also. Now the next very important phenomenon which is affected by the hydrogen bonding is spectroscopic properties. Now what do you mean by, what is the meaning of this spectroscopic property? This is very important analytical technique used for either identification or characterization of organic molecules. Now, the spectroscopic technique, which is totally depending upon the presence of hydrogen, is NMR, that is nuclear magnetic resonance. Now, what happens due to this nuclear magnetic resonance? किंवा त्या technique मध्ये काय होतं? This nuclear magnetic resonance technique used for identification of specific compound, because this nuclear magnetic resonance give the presence of hydrogen atom on individual atom. प्रत्येक atom वरती जो जो काही हायड्रोजन असेल एखाद्या मॉलिक्यूल मध्ये असेल किंवा कुठेही असेल तो त्याचा प्रेझेन्स दाखवतो, त्याची त्याची वेगळी कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक दाखवतो. दॅट्स वाय NMR is the technique used for spectroscopic identification as a tool. Now, the hydrogen bonding is also going to affect the surface tension and viscosity. Now, we have already discussed it is going to affect the biological activities and it is going to also affect the drug receptor interaction. Now, the drug receptor interaction means the drug molecule is going to bind to the specific location of that receptor. So this formation of hydrogen bond can change the structure of that molecule. That's why they are going to affect the drug receptor interaction also. Now, the next physicochemical which affect the biological activity is protein binding. Now we all know our body is going to synthesize and forms n number of protein molecules in our body, and those proteins are going to play a role as an enzymes in our body, as an hormones in our body, as a protein, as a building blocks. We have discussed so many functions of protein molecules in the biochemistry only. So what will be the parameter, or what is this physicochemical property and how it is going to affect the biological activity, that is protein binding. Now, many drug molecules are in circulation. See, we are going to take the drug tablet in the dosage form, either tablet as today, solution as today, syrup as today. So we have taken this dosage form and it is going in our stomach, then it is dissolved and absorbed through our cell linings, then it is bind to the plasma proteins. Now, what are the important proteins, or what are the main basic proteins present in our body which are available for the drug protein interaction? And those are, so these four are the very important protein molecules that are present in our body. These are albumin, then glycoprotein, lipoprotein, and globulins. So these are the four important protein molecules that are present in our body to give the protein binding process. Now what happens when the drug is absorbed through our cell lining? It is bound to the plasma proteins. Now what happened when they are going to bind to the plasma protein? When they are going to bound to the plasma protein, they are going to convert their structure in the big, because we know protein molecules are going to have a bigger structure. We have discussed primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, and those, if the structure is going to be too large, it is difficult to pass the biological membrane for their action. When they are going to bind to these plasma proteins, they are unable to pass our cell linings or our cell membranes. So that time, or in that case, only free drug molecules are available or free drug molecule which is not bounded to this plasma protein is available for their pharmacological action. Now, काय होणार याच्यामुळे? If the drug molecule is less amount of available to give the pharmacological action, so it is going to affect the absorption of the drug molecule and the biological process also. That's why, therefore, the degree of protein binding, how much amount of the drug will bound to these proteins in our body, it is going to greatly affect the drug pharmacokinetic properties. Now, what is the meaning of the word drug pharmacokinetic properties? Pharmacokinetic means it is going to affect the absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. So these are all pharmacokinetic properties which are affected by the protein binding. And what type of proteins? Albumin, glycoprotein, lipoprotein, and globulins. Now, so these are there are some important properties of the drug protein binding. What are those? Plasma protein binding also influences the drug distribution into various body tissues. Then it is going to reduce or either completely eliminates the pharmacological activity. If suppose whole amount of drug is bound to the protein molecule, so there will not be any such amount is free available to give the pharmacological activity. So it is going to reduce or either completely eliminate the pharmacological activity of the drug, because ज्यावेळी drug molecule plasma protein शी bind होतो, it will not more available for the drug receptor interaction or to show the effect. Now, second reason, it will retard the excretion of the drug. What is excretion? Unwanted part is excreted throughout our body, but as it is bound to the plasma protein, it will retard the excretion or elimination of the drug molecule outside the body. Now, what happened due to this? Due to this, the drug is accumulated or increases the drug accumulation in the body due to the plasma protein binding. It is also going to prolong the duration of action. Suppose any drug molecule which we want for the longer period of time in our body, that time it is bounded to the plasma protein, which because it is going to increase or prolongs the duration of action of the drug molecule. Now, the protein binded drug get dissociated later on in our body to release a free drug molecule for its biological action. But due to all this drug protein binding, they are going to also provide us the toxicity effect in our body, and this toxicity will be dangerous to that person. Now, but individual drug has its own pharmacological action, and the drug जो की प्रोटीन बरोबर बाइंड झालाय, कुठल्या प्रोटीन बरोबर? प्लाझ्मा प्रोटीन बरोबर बाइंड झालेला हा ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल also will give the same some type of biological activity in our body. Now, there are basically two types of drug protein binding in our body. Number one, reversible binding, and the number two will be irreversible binding. The meaning of the word reversible binding is after some time, this drug proteins complex is going to be release the free drug molecule for the biological activity in the circulation. But in the case of irreversible drug binding, the drug is going to bound to the protein molecule for permanently. So they are going to not dissociate. See the arrow? In this case, any type of situation will come, drug protein will form a drug protein complex, and when in our body the deficiency of drug molecule will be there, this drug protein complex will be broken down and there is release of free drug molecule for the pharmacological action. This is reversible binding. But sometimes the permanent binding is also there. Drug is going to bound to the protein permanently. That means we can consider there will not be any drug molecule is available for the biological activity. So we can consider them as eliminated throughout our body. So there are these two very important properties of the drug receptor interaction, drug protein binding. Now, the very and main important third process is, or the third physicochemical property is steric factor. That is optical and geometrical isomerism. Now, before we move actually forward, we will discuss the term that is stereoisomers. What do you mean by stereoisomers? These are defined as isomeric substance. Isomeric substance means having same molecular formula but different structure, and due to the presence of त्यांचा structure different असल्यामुळे they are going to differ only the geometrical arrangement of the atoms and the groups. Now, optical isomerism. If the two compounds have same molecular formula, but the structure of the compounds are mirror images of each other. See, lactic acid, they are going to have the structure is mirror images of each other. These optical isomers rotate the plane of the polarized light in the either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And when they are going to rotate the plane of the polarized light to the right direction, they are called as clockwise direction. And when they are going to rotate the plane of polarized to the left direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. Now, what do you mean by geometrical isomer? Geometrical isomer means bulkier groups. Geometrical isomers are depending upon their structure. So there are two types of geometrical isomers, cis and trans. So what do you mean by cis geometrical isomers? So see, in this structure, if the two major functional groups or two important functional groups, if they are on the same side of the double bond, any case, any side, if they are on the same side of the double bond, they are known as cis isomers, and the trans isomers means they are on the opposite side of the double bond. See, both of these structures are going to have the same molecular formula, but they are only differing in their structure. And what point stereochemically they are differing at their structure. That's why they are going to give the different type of biological activity. Now, why there is difference in the biological activity which is shown by the cis isomer is different than the trans isomer? Due to the reasons they are distributed in the differences in the distribution of isomers in the body. How much amount of this isomer is distributed than this will give the idea about difference in the biological activity of isomer is mainly due to the following points: difference in their distribution, now differences in their properties of drug receptor interaction, what type of physicochemical property that drug molecule is going to behave or give, it will also determine the drug receptor interaction. And the third will be difference in the absorption of the isomers to a complementary receptor surface. Now, the example of drug molecule which are affecting the geometrical isomer parameters, that is the drug molecule tripolidine. Now, what happens in the case of tripolidine? The cis and trans isomers of tripolidine, when we are comparing, the trans isomer of tripolidine is 1000 times more potent than the cis isomer as an H2 receptor antagonist. So tripolidine's cis trans isomer is 1000 times more active than the cis isomer. See, they are going to have the same molecular formula, only there is structure in that, only difference in their structure. So they are going to give the difference in their biological activity. See, there is 1000 times more potent than the cis isomer. Now, stereoisomers are differ in their pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic properties. See, just now we have seen the pharmacodynamic property because they are going to affect the biological activity. But असे पण stereoisomers they are available, they are going to affect the both pharmacokinetic, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, आणि pharmacodynamics म्हणजे biological activity. आता पहिला pharmacokinetic property affect करणारा stereoisomer example L-methotrexate is better absorbed than the D-methotrexate. See, the main functional group, it is on FL side, that is left hand side, L-methotrexate. It is more absorbed than the D-methotrexate, dextroisomer. Then the distribution, S-warfarin is more extensively bound to the albumin than the R-warfarin. See, distribution means drug protein binding. Now, S-warfarin is extensively or more amount of bind to the R-warfarin. What is R-warfarin? Warfarin is nothing but anticoagulant agent. Then the next will be metabolism. S-warfarin metabolized by ring oxidation, whereas R-warfarin by side chain oxidation. So it will affect the metabolism also. And the next one be biological activities. No doubt we have discussed everything, but they are going to affect the biological activities also. An example, L-sotalol is alpha blocker, but D-sotalol is anti-arrhythmic drug. See, the same drug molecule, only there is slight change in their structure. They are cis isomers and trans isomers, but they are going to give the different type of pharmacological action. See, L-sotalol is alpha blocker, but D-sotalol is it is used as anti-arrhythmic agent. So likewise, they are going to affect the biological activity.